There we are. Got everything, oh dear. I need a party. So, we are live. And, yeah, welcome everybody. I haven't really been watching qualifying that much. But welcome everybody to round number 8 of the Tier 2 Championship. This is a league that I don't cover very often, due to work, unfortunately. But we've got 14 drivers here. We haven't got 13, because Jack will join us in quali, and Jack, please shut up, that is. And yeah, and this is probably the closest championship we have in SLR, and hoping some really nice battles today. As Mokovic retires from session, we've got a minute of qualifying left, as you can see. Frederick currently on pole here, 29.9, which is a fairly good time. It'll be a time I'd be fairly proud of. J2 Nos is cutting the chicane so he can get a lap in. As AJ goes to P2, the championship leader, just a 10th off of Fred. As Sab starts his lap, we've got Dusty here today as well as a reserve. He's meant to be racing full time, but he dropped out. Oh, he decided to anyway. We've got no one else on the lap. We've got Finish Boy and Rear Wheelman. Not really coming to the end of the lap as Alfie retires, so he's not improving on his time. Also got Sab. Go aboard with, I think Finish Boy's furthest round. Skin Up retires, he's here as a bit of a reserve as well. We've got so Tiger Gull. My dad interrupted. Remember Finish Boy because he's the furthest way around. Tiger Gull, Parish, who's in P5. There's a bit of a spread there between, let's say, the top 4 and everybody else. But I'm expecting a few people to improve, including Finish Boy coming around the final corner now. Not looking entirely confident on the throttle, but he comes to line now. Will he improve? He does, but not by a massive amount. Rear Wheelman has parked it. And now we're waiting for Jose and Sab. I think Sab is about to cross the line now. And he goes P2 by 4 thousandths of a second. And that is very close indeed to the battle for pole. Only no way Jose now. I'm not expecting him to probably get near pole, but low 130 is probably a good time for Jose at this point. And I'm pretty sure he'll be happy with that. I think he's P2 in the championship going into this round as he crosses the line, and he moves up to P5 and mid 135, and that is pretty much the end of qualifying. I'm looking at Rear Wheelman doing, not entirely sure what he's doing. He's making his way back to pit lane in first gear. But yeah, that is your qualifying, and it's very close at the top. I'm going to load up. The standings so I can get a grasp of what we're looking at here. I had them up a second ago actually, but I didn't really have a good look. As Rear Wheelman, we're still waiting for bloody Rear Wheelman to retire from the session. You haven't got the right car. To be fair, I've noticed. But until I look at the standings, but yeah, there's 10 points between Alfie and Sab, 17 points to Jose in P3. Finish Boy is in P4 with 57. I can't really count him as a championship contender. Jack's going to join us soon, so I presume he's going to do something. Okay, I think LeBron crashed out. I'm tired because I've been at work all day, but yeah, LeBron crashed. I presume, on the hards. But yeah, it's fairly close at the top. Unfortunately, it spreads out as we go further down. But yeah, it shows who's been practicing, who's not. I suppose Jack will be somewhere in there in the mix at the top lot, and hopefully we can get a good race out of it. Yeah, it's quite close. I'm hoping not too many crashes. The crashing rate has been improving slowly, I think, especially on the Xbox side. That was looking pretty decent the other day. I think half the field finished at least. But I'm hoping that can slowly improve. And same with these guys. As we wait for them to choose their race setups and decide what they are going to go with for the French Grand Prix in Tier 2. And it should be an interesting race. One I hope to enjoy anyway. As session start for the formation lap, I'll run down the grid again for the people just joining us. As Frederick does not hold back. He's got a blue helmet in the Ferrari. Something I need to change is my helmet for tomorrow's race. I think I'm going to go for a different design. Give something Jose to talk about. That was a horrible noise. I don't know if anyone else is hearing that. But Fred is on pole position. Frederick's been fairly unlucky this season, I think. He was Championship Challenger last season. Obviously, the winner goes to Tier 1 next year. Currently, Alfie's got that spot. Obviously, Matt Noah being the champion last season. But, yeah, it's going to look fairly promising. As Sab is in second M&T, obviously dominating a lot of the drivers in here. So we've got LeBron, Sab, Frederick, and I think Bruno, who's not here today. They're all friends, all racing in here. We have Alfie P3, J2 in P4, Jose P5, Dusty P6, Parish P7, Tiger Gull in P8, Skin Up P9, Finish Boys P10, Mucky Weeks started in the P11 spot. Real Man P12, LeBron P13, and Jack, please shut up, in the Red Bull today in P14. And that is our grid. And France is a track that's fairly difficult to overtake at, believe it or not, be the fast and flow nature of the track. It's quite difficult to overtake, but obviously there's a long straight, there's an opportunity there, but it follows a lot of slow corners as well, which kind of makes for overtaking. But I find that it's a particularly difficult track to go around the outside of anyone. You kind of have to have the inside line, especially into, let's say, the chicane, for example. If you could try and anyone around the outside of there, it's suicide. But yeah, here goes Fred onto the go. Got a couple of naughty boys, I think. There's Skin Up and Finish Boy, I think. No. Finish Boy, maybe Mocking Weeks. What a camera angle this is. Aren't we blessed with great camera angles. Should just watch through this one. This is the best camera angle I have ever seen. Oh, we couldn't stay with that camera angle. It was amazing. Oh dear, my battery is low. I have to plug out my wheel soon as we go to 5 red lights for the French Grand Prix. And I don't know why Tiger Goal has been shown in pole, but away we go, and hopefully it'll sort itself out. And as we go into turn 1, we haven't got a lot of car noise, but Fred goes away well, with J2 jumping Alfie into P3, Jose in P5 just ahead of Dusty. But I'm going to go on board with the 2 Haas drivers going into the chicane. And I think J2 has just got that position ahead of Alfie as he's chasing down after Sab with No Way Jose and his Racing Point just in behind the Haas. with Dusty hanging on to the curtails of this train. And then you got a separate battle where everything seems to be happening with Jack at the lead of it. I don't know if he's got a bit front wing damage. I think not. We've got also Parrish, who's been overtaken with, I believe that's Finnish Boy getting overtaken by Skin up there in chicane, with Real Wheelman locking up the fronts as well, and he's got Mockymix just in behind, and Tiger Gull and LeBron having a bit of a ding dong, and I believe Tiger Gull might have a bit of damage. We've got Jose up into P4 as AJ has gone sent to Narnia, and that's allowed Dusty to get past. And now Dusty on the outside of Jose as they battle for P4, and Jose's gone deep, and that's allowed Dusty to swoop in and get the overtake done, and that promotes the Mercedes into that fabled fourth position. And the leader, Frederick, hasn't got away as quick as I thought he might have, as he's got Sab and J2 on his tail, and the curtails of him as heads down into turn 1. And here goes J2 on Sab. He's on a mission, is J2, and that's a corner cut if I've ever seen one. But he's leaving enough room as the game's having a bit of a spaz attack at that moment. And yeah, that's him up into that position as looks like Dusty's starting to close in on the front guys as well. And Sab is not going to let this one go without a fight. And penalties will play a part in this race, as that's allowed Fred to just get a little bit up the road. I'm going to look further back through the field as Parrish runs wide, and it looks like he's going to overtake on one about somebody else here. But Skin Up and Parrish going side by side. I think Skin Up's going to get the position as he's down inside. Or is he? Parrish has gone right around the outside there. Maybe he was a bit more alongside. I couldn't really see. They were kind of side by side, so it was a bit difficult for me to judge that one. But going now into a bit of slipstream and into, I think it's called Senior or something like that. I can't remember the name of the corner at all. But Skin Up goes past Parrish and back into P8 as Jack is starting to make inroads into the top 6, and Alfie is definitely struggling. Down the inside on the championship leader goes Jack, and he needs to make a move. We've got incident sector 3. I wonder if that could be Tiger Gull possibly. Something's not quite right with him at the moment. But we'll look further forward for a battle as Finnish Boy is putting pressure on Parrish for the back end of the points. As my MFD is having a it's not working, is it? We'll stick with this battle though with Jack and AJ, and AJ's putting on the pressure. I'm going to plug my charger in because my headset is dying and I can't quite see it. So this is going to be a break in the commentary a little bit. That's it, I found it. As it looks like AJ is going round the outside of Jack, and that is dangerous, but he gets away with it and makes the move stick. So fair play AJ. Nice clean move. Get himself head back into P6, but foul on 4 as Jack gets a bit of slipstream as we saw in the last lap, and oh dear, I've gone on board with something else, and it really is something else, as there's a bit of a scrap for the final points positions, as it looks like LeBron has joined the battle. And it's getting very close and heated, as we've got several battles on track. It's staying alive this race so far after 3 laps, so got something to commentate on. No contact, so it's been fairly clean. I think he's going around in an AI mode, so it doesn't look right. As LeBron is looking at Parrish and Skin Up, I think he's the man on the move, rather than these two just holding each other up. But what is my MFD doing? Like the graphics, it keeps changing. Like what? How am I meant to commentate on something where it says everyone's going up and down? I mean, just fix your game code, masters, please. I just want it to work. But talking of this on-track action, I suppose, rather than the off-track. It looks like LeBron's about to make a move, but it's not really close enough. As Parrish is gaining on the skin up, a bit of DRS, it goes down the inside, it's clattered the curb, and that's allowed LeBron to just go in quite normally and go right on the outside. He's pinched the position. It's daylight robbery in many ways, and he's going to have the inside line now, so he's going to get the corner, and it's going to allow him to get the position as Parrish tries going around the outside of LeBron. But you're never going to really win out there unless you go for the switchback, but not on this occasion. As something that we missed is Fred is not winning in this race, and neither is J2, and for some reason Dusty is, and I don't know why. Well, the MFD, I keep calling it the MFD, the graphics were having a bit of a moment. Something has happened to Fred, and he finds himself down at P4. No, Jose doesn't quite have the pace. He's keeping with it, but only just as Dusty picks up his first penalty of the day. As it's saying now, Tiger is leading the race, but as you can clearly see, that is not the case. Right. It doesn't want to... It's so glitchy. As Frederick goes around the outside of Sab to try and get back P3, and it looks like he's going to get the position under traction, as these two very good friends, I'm pretty sure, as the Saudi Arabian driver. I doubt he's Saudi Arabian, by the way. I think he's French. Oh, Sab's lost the car, and that's going to be a big accident. And how hasn't he lost his wheel? He is very lucky. Maybe a bit of crosswind was involved, but that was a big accident. As Jose is caught up to back of Fred for all this, and AJ is also closing in a bit. So this race, which was now it was pretty much a 3-4 horse race, and no 2, as Jose pits. Is the first of the pit stops. As we'll see what tyres they're on actually. That can make an interesting. Oh, Dusty's on the mediums. That might explain why so where he is. Because Jose's gone on to the hards and going to the end of the race. And he's going to come out behind the rear wheel, man. He's going to come out practically dead last. As Tiger has decided he wants to lead the race again. But that's clearly again not the case. It's hard to keep all battles when it just doesn't work. But we've got a little bit of a train again, as looks like LeBron has taken advantage of Parrish's skin up squabbling, as he's now up into P6, probably P7 with Jose pitting. But he's got an 8-second gap to AJ, so probably the best he can do without any incidents. As Jack gets a bit out of shape on the exit there, and just about gets away with it. Ooh, there's a new pit lane. I didn't know that. I'll have to practice that for tomorrow. But AJ's in, J2 is in. They're stacking the Hasses. AJ's going to be absolutely livid that his team haven't told him that his teammate was pitting. We're going into sector 3. And Jose's going to get well ahead of AJ. He's already passed him. He's even fell behind Real Wheelman. I mean, Real Wheelman hasn't pit yet. That's how much time. Can't even see how much time is lost because it's not working. The intervals. Right, he's lost a lot of time. As a Finnish boy is caught up to the back of Parish and Skin Up. As these two carry on to squabble. For what is P6 currently, but that won't be the case. As it starts to update itself. I don't get it. And I don't get why it's really annoying me as much as it is. But Skin Up's going to go down the inside, and there's a bit of contact there. Wheel to barge board, I'd say. Side pod. There's more contact with Skin Up's rear and Parish's front. That could have been nasty. As Parish is locked up to Narnia. It's not really where you want to be. There's Fred and Jack are both pit, and they're coming back out again. As J2's come out 2 seconds ahead of Jose. Will they jump? I think he'll jump them. Yeah, he will. He's ahead of Jack and Frederick. So nice undercut from Jose to get ahead of them two. I mean, Jose just picked up a blatant penalty there for cutting turn 1. But he's pulled 3 seconds out on Jack. And a bit more on Frederick. So going longer is not the way to go. The earlier the better for the pit stops, it seems. And it looks like he's picked a nice window. He's just behind Nos, who was... So he's basically on for a P3. I mean... Why is Tiger leading the race again? Saab has retired. That does not surprise me after he decided to die. I reckon Tiger Gull is having a totally different race to what I'm watching here. We've had this before. I think we're seeing different races. As we'll probably see by the results. Because according to this, he's 44 seconds down. I can't believe he's 44 seconds down. As J2 is... We've caught up to the back of Mockamix. It was on 7 lap old mediums. 1 lap 9. So either he's pit or it's lighting. I don't get that. Oh, it's 8 completed laps. Okay, if that's true, as J2 gets past him fairly easily. And AJ has got past... oh, he's just pit as well. I think AJ's gone to a different strategy though. I think he's doing a 2-stop. As he's got ahead of Frederick and Jack. In P9 now. And he's going to start chasing after Jose. It is one of the smaller pit lanes. Judging by the pit entry I've seen anyway. That I didn't know about. Or I'd ended up joining in the pit lane that was the old one, which was, I suppose, it was a shocking pit lane. Because Parish and Skin Up were going at it again. Now they've been for half a race. The Finnish boy being dragged along. This is a temporary battle for P3. Obviously these guys are probably on the softs at the end. I don't know how long the mediums go. But we're on lap 10. As Fat joins the chat. That worked quite well, didn't it? As Parish is getting the DRS off of Skin Up. And he'll be hoping to make a move as Mucky Mix comes into pits after 10 laps. So that's how long the mediums probably go. But these three are still going at it. As they've been pretty much all race, and Sab has lost the session. No surprise really, I mean he's out of the race. So we're down to 13 drivers, although Tigle I doubt is 1 minute 15 off everybody else. I think I'm seeing something different than he is. Different races, there's a little bit of an overtake going off here for G2 it is in a bit of traffic with these guys. And these won't do his tyres any good, and it won't do his race any good. As he's gone for the medium tyres, which is interesting, because from what I've seen they only go around 10 laps. As J2 gets past a lapped, not Ferrari, is it? Or has he got past Skin Up? Oh, Skin Up pit, that's why. Okay, that's why I got a bit confused there. So J2's up into P3 now. The next guy up the road is Jose, who's getting close, reeled in by AJ. His tyres will start going off in 2 or 3 laps time, I suspect. So Jose just needs to weather the storm slightly to help his chances of staying ahead. And also Frederick's been looking at the back of Jack for a while, but unable to make a move as of yet. And a bit of DRS, will he be able to get close enough to the Red Bull? Not quite. He's using a lot more trackers, Fred. That's something that I've noticed Jack isn't doing. Maybe he hasn't done any practice. As AJ is getting very, very close to Jose, and I can't see Jose fighting it too much, on different strategies, but if you can keep him behind, I'm sure he will. As them hard tyres are around a second lap slower at this point. Probably a bit less. We're going into sector 3, and oh, Parrish's span. So he is now quite close to Skin Up. It's quite so. Obviously Skin Up's pit and Parrish has not. As Dusty comes in for the hards and comes out in P2, only behind LeBron, with J2 just in behind, a second down. But J2 might have to pit again. In fact, he probably will. He's going for the 2-stop. As AJ is still looking at the back of Jose, his tyres will start going off. So Jose doesn't have too much to worry about. But he's got a bit of DRS, and he probably should get past him fairly easy now. Depends how much Jose defends, which he doesn't defend. And he goes straight past, and into P5 goes AJ. But for how long? Because he's got to pit again, unlike everyone behind him. As Jack is starting to close in on Jose. Obviously gap in tyres is about 2 laps, so he's getting a little bit, maybe a tenth or 2, maybe a tenth of a lap or something like that. Yeah, there won't be much in it. As Dusty is on the back of LeBron, and this is helping J2 out a little bit. And the penalty situation is something that we can look at. Probably not LeBron's penalty, but Dusty has one and J2 does not. The Dutch driver is right on the back of the Mercedes as LeBron pit, and with a bit of DRS, as Dusty has DRS, so it makes 0 difference. Okay, and he's just to keep himself in a second, as Dusty picks up his second penalty of the day. This is allowing J2 to really pile on the pressure. On the Hungarian driver. As Fred picks up a penalty. In spite of this, Jose hasn't really lost out too much time. He's about 2 seconds ahead of Jack. Obviously penalties will be interesting as J2 going right around the outside of Dusty there, and that's him up into P1. Obviously he probably starts to pit, so he's probably has to get up the road a little bit. But he will be faster, and especially with Dusty's penalty, that'll help him a little bit. So this is far from concluded at this point. As Mucky Mix gets past Tiger, maybe. He's saying he's a minute off anybody, but oh, there's Parish gone. We just seen that. Maybe he's a minute off the leader, but Mucky Mix is definitely a minute up the road. Unless he's just lapped him. Just can't see anything happening. Going into the sector 2. Finish boy finally pits. 12 laps on the mediums, not bad. Which means Alpha's softs must be on the verge of dying out. It's Jose a bit of DRS now, into the chicane. It nearly goes a bit too deep, but does okay. There's Dusty's right on the back of J2, not quite quick enough to overtake at this point though. There's Dusty now is going back for the lead round the outside, showing not a clean pair of heels. Oh, he's spun. That's allowing Jose to close up a little bit. Not by much, but I don't know. But that's going back to the DRS range as well, so that's pretty crucial for J2, and it also gives him a few seconds as well. I mean, it was just pure racing incident contact. There's Jack is closing on Fred. This struggling to get past. There's my stream seems to be dying slightly. Jack has been, these two have been together for a while now, for the last, let's say, 10 laps or so, since Frederick's mistake. I think Fred's just got back past him, but with a bit of DRS, will he be able to get closer? If he looks a bit too far back for me, definitely is a bit too far back. And as now it's saying Tiger's still leading this race. Well, I don't think he is. Imagine if he was leading the race. That'd be pretty weird. He just keeps reappearing in places. I was really use his deployment before I even get through the first sector. I mean, that's just wrong in itself. And it says he's got no ERS. But it looks like Jack is looking at Frederick. I've been saying this for a few laps, but maybe he's just biding his time. I don't know what Frederick's penalties are, but they are both closing up to Jose. Maybe he's just using him to help him close up for that podium. Penalties might play a part. We'll look at these three. So Jose's picked up 1, probably 2 soon. Frederick's got 1, and Jack has too many to bloody count. 3. So it's probably between Jose and Frederick on consistency. Obviously these guys have got slightly younger tyres, so they can slowly reel him in, I suppose. And can't be too long for J2 pits. Probably another 2 or 3 laps, or maybe even could be fairly anytime soon. And that'll hand Dusty the lead back. As he's got a rev glitch since that crash, so we'll leave him to it. As they head through turn 1 again, and yeah, he's not quite closing up to the back of the Ferrari. Not closing up enough anyway to the back of that Ferrari. As AJ has got past, I believe that's LeBron, into P6. He's had a pretty miserable race. We'll look at the championship standings as they stand, as we wait for something really to happen. So AJ will only pick up the 8 points, so that will put him on 86. Sab's out obviously, and then probably Jose and Finish Boy with the well, Jose really could be the gainer. Oh, that's a big incident. And I was saying we're waiting for something to happen, and that is something to happen. A big spin for Dusty, and he's going to kill himself, isn't he? He's going to get himself disqualified either way. Oops. And that's him disqualified. He's waiting for him, isn't he? If he does what I think he's doing, that'll be the end of Dusty. Then that is fairly deliberate. Well, that is not what I want to commentate on. Regardless, that is unacceptable. Yeah, it's this moment is Lee going away, just cringe. And yes, that is not what I want to see. I think that's pretty disgraceful from someone I know is quick, and I've known him for a bloody long time, but Jesus, you can't do stuff like that. That's just made me feel like someone's died. Like, honestly, it's just like a bomb hitting you. When someone takes it into their own hands doing that due to one incident, I don't care what kind of incident, you don't play them sort of games. You know, I've league raced enough times to know that I'm a hard racer and I like to have a lot of fun with it, but incidents happen. Shit happens. That's the thing. Take it to the stewards. Don't just do that. That's just not acceptable. You just need to, yeah. I think everyone will agree in this stream. No, it's. I don't know. I saw the back end of it, but it didn't look too malicious to me. And that's killed his race. Jose's going to win this race, isn't he? This is the legitimate battle for the lead now. I mean, except for unless Tiger is actually winning the race. I mean, he is literally 8 seconds up the road, but he's not leading this race. That's for sure. And yeah, I've got a lot of let's say league admin work to do after this race. Because that wasn't great. If I had any messages in response, but There's, the Tiger Ghost car is getting in the way slightly of this battle for the lead, so we'll push away the side of the bad things that we've witnessed and push on to the good things, as any good commentator would do, as Jack is trying still to hold on to the back of Frederick like he has been for the last forever, and they're both closing on Jose, who doesn't seem to quite have the pace, but he's definitely got the penalties in his favour. I don't think he's picked up any more. He's still on 2 warnings. Frederick has still got the 1 penalty as well, so it's a legitimate fight for the lead, but I suspect Jose might pick up another penalty at some point. Apparently time goes in P4. I don't understand it. He might be leading the race for all I know. But I think Jose's leading the race. There's looks like Fred is gonna make a move for P2, but P1 should I say? I'm not really concentrating. I'm in my own head a little bit. As I'll start commentating on the race now. As Jack is going to get very close to the back of the Ferrari as we head now through to, I don't know, I didn't see the board, but he's going to go inside of Fred. He's been shaping up a move for about 10 laps, but it looks like he's finally going to make that move, and this will be pretty not disastrous or race ending for Fred, but he's not really wants to do. He wants to be ahead of Jose because that's his fight, not Jack. Yeah, the amount of penalty he's got, he's not really the problem. But these two have been at it for a while, and Frederick needs to really put the power down. As Jack is now chasing after Jose. Seems a bit more bolder on the overtakes than Frederick was, anyway. He was just sitting in behind. I mean, Jack's been doing that, but he's played it tactical, and that's where he's now coming into play. Obviously, he's got lots of penalties, so that rules him out. But besides that, he's not driving bad. Is the Irishman? There's Jack now with not a lot of ARS, but neither does Jose. Will he get the inside line? Jose does not allow him the inside line, but he goes for a wider line, and that's forced Jose to the inside, a very aggressive inside line, and Jose's run wide. He's run wide, and Jack is now leading the French Grand Prix. Will Jose get a bit of a switch back? No. So that keeps him in P2. Will Frederick be able to get an exit on him? No. But that's Jack into the lead of this race, and he needs to get up the road and quick if he wants to get anywhere near winning this one. He's got to get 6 seconds in the next 3 or 4 laps. 3 laps, I say. To 4 laps, in fact. To win this race. I don't think he quite has that pace, but we'll have to wait and see. I mean, Jack is currently in P5, 26 points off the top. He'll be gaining around 13 points if he won this race, and that would make it 13 points the gap, obviously. If Jose picks up another penalty, and unless Frederick picks up another penalty, that could be the end of his chances of winning a race. Frederick's on 2 warnings, so he's got some corner cutting tokens to use up. There's Jose, so he can track extend a little bit to gain a bit of an advantage. As they go into the chicane, Jose nearly missing his braking point. All these guys on the hard tyres as well, and he's climbing all over the curbs. A bit of a back end loss, and that's going to put Fred all over the back of him. Or is he? I think Fred's backed out. As Jose is now trying to go on the attack mode on Jack, who's not getting away. He's kind of using him as a reference point at the minute, and won't be trying to outbrake himself or make any stupid moves at this point in the race. He's heading to the final corner with 3 laps to go now of this Grand Prix, 25, 26 and 27. As Jose opens his DRS, he's quite close, but on this straight there isn't a lot of an opportunity to overtake going into turn 1. All you have to do is hope you get close enough by the time you get to the next corner. So obviously he used a lot of curb there, Jose. He can afford to, and he's trying to force Frederick into a mistake at the same time, as Jose runs very wide, going for the exit. Has it paid off? I don't think it has. Not very well anyway. He's lost a little bit of time there. As LeBron picks up a penalty. I think Jose's picked up a few warnings there. Used up a few of them tokens. He's used 1 up. Frederick is still that 1 warning away from a penalty to win his home Grand Prix as well. He's on to win his home Grand Prix, by the way. I didn't really think about that in the context of it, but he's looking on for it. As we head now into the middle sector, with a bit of overspeed from Frederick help him, not on this particular occasion, as he locks up the front brake. And into the middle sector, Jose goes for a wider line to get an exit, like Dusty did earlier on him. Maybe he learned a bit from Dusty, but he's definitely carrying a bit more speed through there than Jack is. And into the final corner, we're using a wider line. He's using all the track he ever needs. He's run wide onto the curb, and that's not usually a good sign, but he's going to go for an inside line, but he's realised that Fred is not going to make that move. As we head now into the penultimate lap of this race. Frederick's run a fantastic race. He hasn't got 2 penalties unlike the others. He's kept it nice and clean. As Jose still got that 1 corner cut token. He probably is on the last lap. He's a bit closer on this lap though to getting that overtake on Jack, who's got no DRS whatsoever. Here comes Jose. Will he be able to get enough speed on a straight to make a move? It looks like Jack is playing this rather well. Into the chicane goes Laser Dare. Gets into the chicane, but Jack will get the better exit due to him going a little bit slower through the chicane. That few mile an hour will make a big difference. And we're a bit slipstream, and the ERS, it might have been worth him saving the ERS on this lap for the last one. But here he goes, round the outside, possibly, which will turn to the inside line. On Jack, there's contact between the two, but they both get away with it. Nice clean battle in. Frederick not quite close enough to even make anything of an impact in this. But Jose is definitely trying to make something happen as he goes around the outside of the penultimate corner. Will he be able to make a move stick down the inside of the last corner? Oh, it's so tight, but Jack's going to get the exit there, but we're a bit of DRS. Oh, Jesus, and there's Frederick just in behind. And why has Jack got a bit of DRS? The only reason... Why has Jack got... Maybe he was behind in the detection zone. Oh, because Jose didn't get the DRS. That's why the move didn't happen. Oh, it's so very interesting. Going into this final lap of the race, but it looks like Frederick, in the grand scheme of things, is going to win this race, unless he picks up a penalty on this final lap, or has picked up a penalty where I haven't seen. He hasn't. He's been fairly consistent. I think he knows about this as well. I think he's been looking at people's penalties and thinking, well, maybe I should just hold back to win this race. Play it tactical as Jose goes around the outside. I mean, this is fairly in vain because all he has to do really is stay ahead of Frederick and hope he gets a penalty, but with like half a lap to go, I don't see it happening for him, unfortunately. It would be his first win in SLR, as he's going for a move on Jack again into this corner, and he's running a little bit wide, but he's going to go for the exit, and he's going to hit the back of Jack's ear. There's a bit of rain falling on the final lap as Jose goes down the inside, and Jack is forced wide, and that's going to force Jose into the lead, is it? No, but he's going to keep trying. Jack's going to get the inside. Will he go for a wide line into the final corner to try and get a run on him to the line? And these three are all coming together, but it's going to be Frederick who was in third. He's going to swap the positions around, and Frederick is going to win the race on penalties. But what a race from these three. AJ finishes in P4. Nos is so unfortunate to be through disgusting driving, really, to claim P5. LeBron is taking a bit of a field trip there. His teammate has got a full view of this into the final corner. That's not the line you want to be taking, but when he finishes ahead, finish boy. That could have cost him. I don't think it did. Skin up P8. Mocking Weeks P9. I mean, I'm presuming Tiger will P10, but I don't think he is. But you see the rain falling. Look at how much rain is falling. So DRS is disabled. That's how much he struggled. Real man DNF'd in the end. But with Tiger cross line, I don't know. Obviously, that was not his finishing position. Or was it his finishing position? Obviously, it wasn't that far off the pace because it finished before he had even got there. So, I was correcting what I was saying. And yeah, that's your race. The inquiries will carry on Dusty's side anyway, through pretty disgusting driving. Did Tiger Wolf finish P10 as well? But I don't know. There's also questions yet to be answered. I can't. It's really weird when you watch a race and it probably won't be the result of the race. But yeah, guys, this is Tier 2 Grand Prix, by the way. Sorry about the pauses there. I'll be back tomorrow with Owen, I presume, for the T1 version. And also I'll be racing in the A1 version with No Way Jose commentating on you. Unfortunately, no Xbox stream this week, due to work purposes. But yeah, guys, I will see you guys tomorrow. I'm Nano37, and I'm out of here. Goodbye.